Chase Duncan Hawthorne. Please rise for the arrival of the Director of Operations, 338 Training Squadron, Major Williams. Please be seated. Welcome to the families and friends of today's graduating class. Welcome retired Chief Master Sergeant Mainville. Welcome to faculty and staff and to the junior classes. And now a few remarks from our Director of Operations.
Thank you. It's beautiful to see all the friends and family here. What these folks have gone through in the past about 10 months, right? It's been long and hard, and it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to us that you were able to come out and witness this occasion. We thank you very much for that. It's a great honor that these fine graduates have mastered their profession now, so to speak. You have all the education that you need. Now we're about to turn you loose out into the field and let you make a significant impact on our Air Force. Now, I talked about you've been in class for 10 months now. That puts you about this close, a handful of classes away from getting your degree. Now, we're going to turn you loose here pretty soon. You're going to get to your unit, and it's very important for you to get to your unit and learn your job. It's also very important for you to not disregard your education. You're going to have no more time in your Air Force career than you're going to have when you first get to your duty station. More additional duties are going to get piled on you, and more, in my eloquent terms, more crap is going to get dumped on you. Okay? You're not going to have as much time as you're going to have when you first get there. So your challenge is to get there and get to your first duty assignment, learn your job, learn it well, but don't forget your education. Okay? It's important to our Air Force that you are fully educated. Me, I can't stop getting smart now. If I do, I'm going to peak out here, and that's not too high. I want to keep increasing my education level, and you too should do this as well, okay? Our Air Force is technical, and you need to stay in the books and keep rising with the times. Otherwise, you're going to get passed by like yesterday's technology, right? You talk about computers, when the 386s and the 486s were coming out, man, that was the goods. Now look at what they have, right? You don't want to be the world's 286s and 386s. Because you're in the world's finest Air Force, you want to keep educating yourself so that you stay on top. You'll be the Pentiums. What's now? Xeons? Something outrageous in their power. You guys are going to be that same process, okay? You want to keep that education going so that you can maintain your focus and be tops. Okay, now, what is it that you are going to do when we turn you loose? You're going to be the men and women that keep our airports running. The radars that you fix and maintain are very important. Let me relay a story to you. We were flying out of Antalya, Turkey. Anybody know where that's at? Anybody ever been to Antalya? It's not a Air Force location. Typically we flew out of Incirlik, or Incirlik, if you've been there. We had to transition. They had to close the base down. We went to Antalya. We had very limited equipment there. While it's a civilian airport, it's run by the Turks. We brought in some Air Force air traffic controllers and some maintainers to keep the equipment running. And why do I tell you this story? We were coming back out of Iraq, coming back into Antalya to land when our mission was over. The weather was crappy. I was on a KC-135, and if you know anything about the KC-135, we got an APN-59 cool radar. It's useless. It does nothing for us. And coming back, we had to have a radar approach. In fact, the weather was so bad and our radar on the airplane was so crapped out that we had to get a PAR, precision approach. You think it would have been possible if the equipment was down? No. In fact, we had the Turkish controllers try to run us into a mountain. We said, hey, thanks for your help, but we're not gonna do that anymore. So we called up. We had the American air traffic controller come up. he came up on frequency and set us up for a PAR, and only because of him and his equipment were we able to land safely. You know, we had just offloaded 100,000 pounds of gas to fighters that were flying in northern Iraq, taking care of business up there. We had no fuel, we couldn't divert anywhere because of our location. We needed that PAR, and if your skills weren't there to fix and maintain the PAR equipment, we could have crashed, could have burnt, could have died. So you don't have a very thankful job. I'm here now to thank you in advance. What you do is very important, and I'm living proof that what you do is very important. I could have been a deceased military member if it wasn't for the job that not you, but your craft, your craftsmen, your fellow craftsmen do. It's not a very thankful job. You won't hear very many people coming to thank you, but let me thank you now in advance for what you do, because it is very important, okay? Like I said, family and friends, it's great to have you guys here, and underclassmen, this is going to be you here in a short little time, so don't slack off. These guys work very hard for the full 10 months. If you start slacking off, you won't be here. You won't be up in front letting the Colonel Mayhew or myself come up here and tell stories about how what you do is important. We won't be here thanking your family and friends, so make sure that you stay in the books, keep your nose to the grindstone so that you can be up here. But today is about our graduates. Now, I've been up here rambling long enough. Let's see if we can get some badges pinned on some folks and get this ceremony underway. You ready for that? All right.
Will the graduates of class number 021209 please rise? As you make the final step towards entering the Operational Air Force, it is time for you to accept the charge of the 2EO31. You are charged with applying the skills and knowledge you have learned in electronics principles and the ground radar systems courses as you enter the Operational Air Force. You are charged with completing your career development course and associated upgrade training requirements to become fully qualified at the earliest opportunity. You are charged with continually cultivating your skills and knowledge of the ground radar systems career field. You are charged with providing the highest quality maintenance support possible to support the aerospace superiority mission of the United States Air Force. You are charged with mastering the skills of an airman and warrior to support the Expeditionary Air Force mission. You are charged with living and upholding the Air Force core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. You are charged with improving yourself, your unit, your base, and the United States Air Force. Do you accept this charge?
We do!
Or be seated. In a moment, the graduates will be receiving their graduation certificates and their maintenance badges. The maintenance badge consists of a falcon clutching a bomb and a 21st century aircraft in its talons surrounded by a wreath. The falcon is a replica of the maintenance falcon located in the National Cathedral at Washington, D.C. It represents the airborne strength possessed by the Air Force, made possible by the combined maintenance career fields of aircraft, munitions, and communications electronics equipment. The bomb and aircraft are crossed, showing the interrelationship of career fields. There are 3 levels of the maintenance badge award. The basic maintenance badge that they will receive today is their first step towards a rewarding career in radar maintenance. And here are today's graduates.
Senior Airman William Baston. Would you like to put on the back, sir? My way. Senior Airman Basin will be going to the 266 Range Squadron, Mountain Home Air Force Base, Idaho.
Yeah, I don't.
For the family members out there, once our graduation ceremony is done, what they're doing is they're taking a pen from Keys Air Force Force Base and they're putting where their assignments are on that board. So after the graduation ceremony, if you'd like to see all the opportunities that where your family members can go or where you might be as spouses, all on that board to see where everything's going.
Airman Henry Cervantes. Airman Cervantes will be going to the 48th Communications Squadron, Lakenheath, RAF, UK. A1C, Christopher Coffey.
Mr. Schwimmer, down there.
A1C Coffee will be going to the 82nd Communications Squadron, Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas.
Yeah.
A1C Richard DeBerardinis.
Sergeant Coates.
Yeah.
Airman DeBerardinis will be going to the 28th Communications Squadron, Ellsworth Air Force Base, South Dakota. A1C Tanner Fisher.
Mom.
Airman Fisher will also be going to the 82nd Communications Squadron, Shepherd Air Force Base, Texas. A1C Jason Fuentes.
Hi, Mr. Smithford, you know my badge. Best teacher.
I don't know.
Airman Fuentes will be going to the 7th Communications Squadron, Dyess Air Force Base, Texas. A1C Ronald Mainville.
My father doesn't know.
A1C Mainville will be going to the 14th Communications Squadron, Columbus Air Force Base, Mississippi. Senior Airman Brian Moss. Would you like to pin on your badge, sir?
My wife.
Senior Airman Moss will be going to the 299th Range Control Squadron, Hill Air Force Base, Utah.
I care about you too.
A1C Benjamin Rotan. Would you like to know your badge?
Sergeant Getty.
Sergeant Getty.
He's out in,
He's out in the.
he's out in the lab.
Master Sergeant Lucas.
Heck it on.
Oh. He didn't do it.
No.
A1C Rotan will be going to the 56th Communications Squadron, Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. A1C Andrew Welch. Would you like to put on your badge?
Sergeant Lucas.
That's Sergeant Lucas.
Working real hard.
A1C Wells will also be going to the 28th Communications Squadron, Ellsworth Air Force Base, South Dakota.
Now a few comments from Senior Master Sergeant Papelette.
Don't they look a lot better than when we sent them off to you, or took them away from you 18 months ago when they had long hair and they were hanging upside down on their beds and they were in their cut-off jeans and they didn't really know what the heck was going on? I think we need to, want to congratulate y'all. More what I speak to is a lot for the families and friends. In the case of the graduates today, I think we took you out of your element. Basic training, we discussed every graduation, and the electronic principles, of course, which is 48 days long that they have to take before they even get here. That course has a washout rate of about 10%. Typically, they fail once or twice before they get here. Then when they get to our course, we have a washout rate of about 5%. So what I'm telling you is not everyone gets here. And then what really makes their days hard is the number of days that they spend back in the military training fight. They have to get up. What time did you get up yesterday morning? 4 a.m. What'd you have to do? Clean. Dang right. He had to do his day details, had to clean his room, then he had to come to school. They got here at 6 o'clock. They didn't leave here until 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock if they had to do some extra studying. Then they went ahead to PC, and that might have taken them until the time you can get home after PC. So 17:30, 5:30. So what did I just say? A 13-and-a-half-hour day. Take that times 4 times, sometimes 5 days a week, and that is a lot of stuff to do. One of the things that I always talk to the students about is to always set goals. Make sure that you can get to where you get. And one of the goals that's always mentioned on the first day of the class is I want to get through this class. You got that goal. When we talk about goals, I always give them a little symbology of how do you eat an elephant. Remember how to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Absolutely. So one bite at a time every day that you're here on this base, you did it. Now you need to set some more goals. You need to go out there and do as the major said, pursue some education benefits. You need to do some more things in the community, as you just did last month. You did the Special Olympics last month, right? So did you hate it going into it? Most of you did. Did you hate it coming out of it? All right, you had a great time. Because what they had to do is they had to take some Special Olympians, they had to keep them in the rooms the entire weekend. And I'm going to tell you, if that's not a challenge, talk to them when they're done. True thing that I want to tell you right now. So we talked about goals. I want you to sit back, and many students don't do this on this particular day. They just say, it's graduation, I'm getting off the base, I'm going to the next thing, but rarely do they look back. Reflect back where you were 18 months ago and consider what you've done today. As you were doing that, day by day, or bite by bite, is the reference to that elephant, it didn't seem like much. But now, what have you got? You've got, 42 credits towards your CCF degree, which is an associate's degree. You've got a heck of a lot more experience. You've got a heck of a lot more discipline because we put that on you. So you've accomplished quite a bit. And many of you are going to go on leave. How many of you are going on leave before you go to your next duty assignment? 80% of you are going to go on leave. And you're going to see your friends. Now what I'm going to challenge you to do is when you're out there hanging out with your buddies before you go overseas, you go to your next duty assignment, you look at where you are and you look at versus where you are to your buddies. And I will tell you this, in my last experience, I went home for the first time in about 10 years, about 3 years ago. And I saw 3 of my best friends, and they are living the exact same lifestyle, slightly different pay, not much different, as when I left. They had the same problems, they were doing the same job, and they haven't left that community in 15 years. So I want you to go back and find out where your friends are doing and what they're doing. Yes, you'll find 1 or 2 of them that might have got a few more credits at college than you got while you were here. And they might have got accomplished something, but I'm going to bet that you've accomplished more in this time period than 95% of them. So we've set you up, and now you have to pick it up and you have to continue on. So that's the whole emphasis. Set some more goals. Congratulations on making this one. And set some more goals and make sure you get the things you need to do. With that, let's give them all a hand.